Hi lads and lasses, and welcome to 2021. I've had a few days off, as you've probably noticed, between Christmas and New Year, and all the draw and what have you, and all the work that went into it. Mrs said to me, you could do with a few days off, so that's exactly what I did. So I've had a really good break between Christmas and New Year. And the first video back, which is this one, is going to be, it's something that's turned into a bit of a tradition. I think I've done it for about the last 2 or 3 years, and that is a beginner's guide to darts. Yeah, I think I'll start with that one. Shall we, lads and lasses, start with that one. First dart in, second dart is the first dart flying, and the third dart is the first dart flying. Is it? It is. So basically, all those people that have got a dartboard and everything over Christmas, we're watching the Worlds at the moment, so there's a lot of people now that have never even considered playing darts before that are getting quite interested in it. So hopefully, if you're one of my regulars and you point somebody who's in this situation over to this video, hopefully it'll give them a really good start. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by talking all about how we set the board up, what darts is all about. Anyway, let's get on with the video, shall we? So let's go over into section 1 right now. Right, so here we are, we're over in section 1, and this is the first little step on the journey. So first of all, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about darts. So basically, what is darts? Darts is a game of, there's many different games of darts, but the mainstay of darts is what we call 501. So you start at 501 and you knock your points down until you get down to a finish where you must finish on a double. So if you want 60 to finish, it could be for you 20 for double top, or if you want 20 to finish, double 10. Obviously you've got your bullseye, so if you want 50, you can use your bullseye. Other than that, we've got the segments running round, and they're in random order. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc around the board, all the way up to 20. So that is basically what darts is all about. It's a scoring game, and what you're doing is you're working your way down from 501 to 0. There's many other games, don't get me wrong, you've your round the board and stuff like that, but we'll talk about that in a different video. What we're doing now is trying to get you started. So let's say over Christmas, your dad, your wife, or even yourself have treated yourself to a dartboard. More than likely what you'll have treated yourself to is a mid-range dartboard. So something along the lines of maybe a striker or a target, a mid one. Maybe your missus has bought you the Phil Taylor Special, which is like a dartboard with a cabinet and a set of darts. The set of darts that you get actually in those dart cabinets and what have you are not the best. They're made out of brass, they're not very well weight matched, and they're alright for basic, just getting a basic feeling for chucking darts at a board. Beyond that, they're not really much use. So if you're starting from the beginning and that's what you've got, that's what you will use for the first couple of weeks. You've probably been doing that since Christmas Day, which is not even a week yet, but it gives you an idea of what it's like to throw darts at the board and what have you. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go and make sure that everything is correct before we start, and then what I'll do is I'll walk you through a fantastic way to play darts, a fantastic way to get you through to a point relatively quickly where you can actually compete and where you can be happy with the way that you're throwing your darts, rather than starting off in the wilderness, not knowing, having a clue what you're doing, just throwing in any manner you want. Basically, all I say, and I've said this 1,000 times, is when you're doing that, you're just flinging the darts at the board. Darts is a game like many other games, like golf, cricket to a form, anything, archery. It's all games. It doesn't matter whether it's chess, drafts, loads of, virtually every game that you can ever even think of, including Monopoly and stuff like that. The whole idea of a game is it's easy to play, but it's very difficult to master. And darts is one of those games. Darts is a game of high skill. Yet you don't need high skill to have fun and play it, but you need high skill to play it at a high level. So what we're going to do first of all is set you off on that path, that fantastic path to being able to throw darts really well over a relatively short period of time. First part of that is getting you set up right, so let's go and have a look at that now. Right, so this is the dartboard that I use, which is a professional quality dartboard. Still not mega money. You're looking at 40 quid, somewhere thereabouts, 40 or 50 pounds for a top quality professional dartboard that'll last you a long time. If you're first starting out, all you need is the board and the darts. That's all you need. It's a really cheap sport to start this. It really is. There's not many other sports like golf or anything like that. Cricket, don't really matter what it is. With darts, all you need basically is a board and a set of darts. The rest of it is you can make yourself. So first of all, the dartboard. Standard British bristle dartboard made by Windmill. Obviously you can see it's upside down because that's what we do. Something else that we'll go into in other videos about rotating your board to keep your 60 bed and your other ones nice and fresh, so you're not just hammering one spot on the board all the time. But we'll come to that in a different video. First of all, what you need to do, very important this. Very important, especially if you're going to take your darts seriously, but even if you're not, it's always best to have it right. So what you want is you want the centre of your dartboard to be 5 feet 8 inches. So it's 5 feet 8 inches from the floor. The best way to measure this is with a dart and a piece of string. The reason for that is like if you're checking a dartboard, piece of string, if you're actually going to put the dartboard on the wall and you're doing it, what I tend to do is right in the centre of there, I will drill a tiny pilot hole to show me where the centre of the ball's going to be. Then what I'll do is I'll actually take the drill bit out of the drill, slide it into the hole and hang a piece of string off it like a plumb line. And that will give you your 5 foot 8 to the actual floor. Problem that you've got is if you measure it down the wall, you're going to hit the skirting board. So it means measuring round the skirting board or minusing the skirting board from the thing, and it's a damn sight easier just to slide a drill in and put a plumb bob line off it with a 5 feet 8 mark on it, and it's dead simple to do it that way. And that little plumb bob line you can always use in the future to check it just by sliding a dart into the centre of the board, into the centre of the ball, and just hanging your plumb bob off it and make sure that it's just about touching the floor. Job's a good one. Now from there what we want the line from the actual board to where you throw at the board, which is called the oche line, and we'll have a look at that now. Right, so first of all, just before we actually show you the oche line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to measure the distance between the board and the oche line itself. Oche line, massively important. Again, it has to be absolutely accurate. As I said before, if you're just doing it for fun, it doesn't matter too much, but at any point in the future, if you decide to become a serious dart player, you're already there. You're not having to mess about with your setup to actually put that setup right. If you start right from the beginning, you can't go wrong. Now this is Dynamite Dave's way. Right, so now what we're going to do is, as I said, step by step. This is, in my opinion, the best way of doing it, the most simple way of doing it, the easiest way of doing it, is for it to be quite accurate, and it'll always be there for you to test it. All you do is you get yourself a length of household string. This is string that is very difficult to stretch. Right, so fishing line, maybe fisherman's braid, something like that, all works fantastic, but it's all just basically to give you that basic way of getting your actual oche line right. So what we do with this is we just get a piece of string and we tie a slip knot in it. Right, simple as that. Nice big slip knot. What we do then is, don't forget, at this point you've actually hung the dartboard on the wall, and we know that the centre of the bullseye is 5 feet 8 inches from the floor. Right, we slide this on and we tighten the slip knot up till it's nice and round the end of the dart. Yeah, we push that again firmly into the centre of the board until the knot is trapped by the dart. So that gives you that knot to a set point on the piece of string. This piece of string, before you've done this, what you're going to do is you're going to put your string out on the floor with a tape measure, and you're going to measure yourself 115.5 inches, so 115.5 inches, and that is your actual distance at an angle from the face of your board to the face of your oche. So basically from the front of the board to where your toe touches the oche. So if you've got an oche that's this thick, it's the back edge where your toe makes contact with it, not the front edge, because if it's 2 inches thick, that means you're going to be 2 inches too far away. Right, so we've got this piece of string, and what we've done is we've measured our 115.5 inches. Right, and the 115.5 inches, if you can see where my toe is now, goes to there, which is the face of the oche where your toe is meant to make contact with it. So down we go, and there we go, the mark on it is perfect. All you do with the string is just pull it till it's straight. You don't swing on it, you don't stretch it. All you do is just get it so it's a nice straight line. Because the string's very light, it will stand and stay in a straight line. There'll be virtually no sag in it or anything, and it's just a matter of that, and there it is, absolutely perfect. Right, as you can see, there's many a way that you can construct an oche. You can get a stick on, so if you've got an hard floor like this and it's a permanent place where you're going to play darts and you don't have to keep picking it up for the kids, you can actually have a stick down oche line. Windmill do them, Bulls do them, every manufacturer does them, and they're about £4 or £5. The way that I've done it is I've got my little room here, the little studio in the back of the house, and what I've done is I've put laminate floor down so it's nice and easy to clean and what have you and keep tidy, and then what I've done is I've bought a runner. That's all this is a carpet runner from eBay. Again, £6.75 this was delivered. So that was for the runner, and then all this is a door threshold. A very, very basic, dead simple door threshold. Simple reason for this is number one, if you've got grandkids or anything like I have, and they're coming tearing in and out, they're not going to trip over it. But when you're actually playing, you can feel that. As you can see, I'm banging my fingers again, you can actually feel that with your foot. So you can actually slide your foot up to the oche and it be accurate every time you come to it. You'll also may notice from there, you might not be able to see it, but there's a little white sticker right in the centre of the oche. I use this for coaching purposes when I coach people in the studio when we're not under these restrictions. So that's the centre of the oche, and that's how easy it is to put that down. Right, so we're back over here now, so we've got the board right, we've got an oche down, so we know exactly where we're putting our feet and what have you, and we've got everything set up right. That is the first and last time for a long time you will ever need to do that, because when you come to turn your board round, it's just a matter of slipping the surround off if you've got one, and turning the board, putting your chocks back in, and putting your dartboard surround back on. So it's as simple as that. If you buy a Windmill Blade 5, be it the single or the dual core, it actually has little legs on the back of it that you can screw out to make it solid against the wall, so you won't actually need chocks. I prefer these rubber chocks that I use, that basically what they are is the door wedges, but they're made out of soft rubber, like a soft foamy rubber. Because this is an interior wall, obviously when I'm throwing the darts, before I had these foamy chocks on it, you could hear it right throughout the house. You could hear dum dum dum, which obviously will drive your missus or your mum crackers. So really you need to get something like that to get your dartboard away from the wall and just make it that little bit quiet. It's better for the neighbours and better for your own family. Right, so that's the basic bits of it, and now what we'll do is we'll go over into section 3 and we'll have a look at the actual how to get started throwing. Right, so let's go over there and have a look at that right now.